Hello again, we are back for another Isaac video. Our daily went pretty well, and we're on a nice little streak so far, so we'll see how that goes. Judas, huh? Okay, Curse in the Maze, huh? Alright. TY4JH9D0. And we had an interesting topic of discussion about books. I mean, I can go on for books, but yeah, I think we're good for now. Maybe in the future I might bring up some more books. I was, thinking too, the topic with grade school, like all the recreational activities we used to do as kids in grade school that you can't really do anymore. Do I sound like I'm pretty old? I don't know. You be the judge of that. Oh my word. Okay, okay. That room is a little tricky, so we'll try this again. QKBHGJTB. Yeah, unfortunately, that room we don't have much way to avoid that, other than push him away. But well, there goes our streak. Can't believe we got rid of our streak. Oh, how am I going to live with myself without this streak? The streak was on the line, guys. There's a record. No, I'm not worried about it, jeez. People can obsess about streaks and stuff like that all they want. It's just like, for me, it's like, eh. If I get 1,000, it's like, eh, you know? But yeah, going back with recreational stuff, activities, like I'm just trying to remember here, because, it's been a while. So like stuff we did was, we used to do these scooter like activities. So like it's like these sit down scooter things. It's got 4 wheels on there, and it's made out of wood, and you just scoot. And I don't think they do that anymore, at least from where I live. That, I mean, I think the main reason because like maybe children keep clipping other children's fingers with those wheels and stuff. And we did all sorts of stuff. Like we used to play dodgeball while we're on those things. Even regular dodgeball too, without those things, standing and dodging and stuff. So we did a lot of that. And this was also too back then when they used to use the rubber balls that stain you and stuff, and they have much more momentum as opposed to the later years where we used in high school and middle school. The air ones where they just drift. They don't have like a quite as good like trajectory when hitting other people. I don't know. There's something satisfying of like hitting someone in the face with a rubber ball like that for like dodgeball. Not only because you got them, but then it's also like just that satisfying noise of just like whacking them with it. But then it's like you got these air ones that come out in the later years, probably because of like parents revolting or something weird going on. I don't think you get killed from a rubber ball. I mean, probably don't quote me on that, but to me it feels like that's kind of over the top with replacing those with something that's not as effective. Another thing we did in grade school was so there was this gigantic ball, and it was made out of all this different material or something. Well, it's made out of one material, but it's like different like patches of colors and stuff. And the whole gimmick was to slide around the scooters and hit this ball so it doesn't get near you. But you can also like use the ball offensively. Wait, two? Oh, that's 2 hearts? What? What? I got hit once. Is that like a super mega champion that if you get hit once, like it just takes out 2 health? What is this? Is this a glitch? So we gotta be more careful now. But yeah, it was, you use it offensive, good with my words here right now. Get some water. You use it to your advantage to where it's like, you know what? That was probably a waste. Now I think about it. But I didn't want to die, and I probably lost my deal with the devil. You know what? Let's risk it. No. It's fine. We'll try another one. TD 79CTK7. Okay. Why did I go in here? Because I wasn't thinking. Okay, let's try this again here. PMME10AT. Okay. As I was saying, you use it to your advantage by hitting the ball, and you can hit the other students. And when the other students get hit by the ball, then they are basically out of the game. Kind of like dodgeball. And you just hit the balls, you pick up. I think with the last kid left, they win. That's it. And then they had another one. Okay, so they had another variation too. Only you don't have any balls to defend yourself. There is this blanket material stuff, this big thing. The goal of the game was you wheel in there, you have to be in the thing, and then you have to get out as quick as you can, because if it falls on you completely, then you're out of the game. So you had that going on. And no, we couldn't like get off our scooters and run, because they'd be out. Then we also had our, typical flag football stuff. Is this gonna like spare us? Okay, well, I was getting a little skeptical there. Alright, we'll take that. Flag football, I did quite a bit of that when I was in recess. At recess. It was real fun. Highly competitive, of course. And then another thing I used to do, which was another program at the school, was what is it called? I guess it doesn't have a name. So you run, not you run. You walk around this giant trying to remember. So like there's 4 or 6 baseball diamonds at the time, and they're all kind of spread out, so to speak. They were spread out. I'm trying to remember here. So they were spread out in like 4 corners. And so like you go around them for, and it makes up like a certain percentage in a mile. And so like during recess, I forgot how long recess is. I think it's about 30 minutes or something. I don't know. It was long enough to where you get around all that. Let's just say. And it's pretty spaced out too. Actually, if there's a bomb, we can get that tinted rock. And they clip your card that you have. And I forgot what the prize was or what it does. What the initiative was, but like I did quite a bit of that too. I don't think I was doing it for fun, because if I was doing it for fun, that'd be kind of boring, of course, for me at that time. Okay, well, I don't get anything out of that rock that's worthy. But it seemed like I was doing it for some kind of a prize or recognition or something. I don't know. I did a lot in grade school. For all sorts of stuff. A lot of programs they had. I don't really think they have those anymore, at least where I live. I mean, I haven't stepped inside a grade school in a very long time. For educational purposes. Well, like most of that stuff that I've kind of talked about with PE activities, recreational activities, they're pretty much gone due to like a variety of reasons, of course. Like when I was in middle school, we were doing some foreign language stuff, just generic thing. But we were required to do it. And so I had to learn a little bit of French and a little bit of Spanish. And one of the requirements in there is learning to count to 100 in Spanish and 100 in French. Oh, we might die here. This is not good. Might have to play another character at this point because I'm a little rusty right now. I don't know how we still have a deal with the devil, though. That kind of throws me off. Unless, like, because it was a champion and I had half a heart or something. I don't know. Something's fishy. But, yeah, we had to learn to, like, do all that kind of stuff. And then now, like, the year later, they got rid of it completely. Like... I think they realized like not everyone can like speak fluently in another language, especially like middle schoolers who are just given this like harsh requirement to like learn all these numbers and stuff as a requirement. Like might be a bit too much. Did I retain any of it? Like, very little. Very little. Okay. So, hopefully Ruin Bag is not... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. No, I can't do that. Gonna say take him and then take the other, but that's not gonna work. Alright. I didn't need you anyways, little Steven, because I didn't like you anyways. No offense, but I just did not like you. You were just there until I found a reason to get rid of you. So, another thing we did in not grade school, well, it'd be going to middle school now, is cross-country skiing and a football field with a very small slope. That's all we had. Like, again, I probably haven't retained those skills because we didn't really do much of it. It was only like part of a semester, and only that part of a semester. And it's not really a place where it had like a lot of heavy snow either. It was very. I mean, it gets a decent amount of snow to a degree, depending on the winters and stuff. But overall, it's not that dense like Colorado or something like that. Something crazy like that. I don't know, maybe the teacher was like thinking, let me just spice things up in this gym class and make people do cross country. We had to lift heavy skis and some wet snow in the cold. That middle school gym too, man. I remember there was a kid in our gym. And he had some behavior issues, and a lot of kids around the school knew what kind of children are like that. They call them a certain word that everyone knows instantly what they reference to, and they kind of sort of stay away from them because of their violent and erratic tendencies. And there was a kid who was in my gym class who had, not as an extreme form as like other students, but he did have a form to where it was not like too safe to be around him long enough, you know, for too long. And he was kind of an overweight kid and stuff, and he and I don't even know how that works with like when it comes to getting gym excuses. So like he would get gym excuses. So back then, I guess it just gives some context here. So like back then, it used to be where you're required to wear gym clothes. Doesn't matter if you've got like regular clothes on or whatever, you have to wear gym clothes. That's a requirement. And anyways, the thing about it was, for some reason, like, even though some kids in there were kind of pudgy too, and he particularly was, he got excuses. And I don't know if the excuses are actually something that's, you know, a health disadvantage with him, or if this is just because of his erupt anger issues. He got a VIP pass to just like not dress up for gym. So most of the time he would dress up in just like, you know, sweatpants and a shirt or something most of the time. Of course, he couldn't move far. I mean, that's to be expected. But he I think there was a substitute teacher this one time for the gym teacher wasn't there. I guess she didn't get the memo. I think it was a she. I'm trying to remember, it's been a while. She or he, whatever. But anyways, I don't think they got the memo that he gets an exception. And so like when the teacher kind of called him out about not wearing what he's supposed to be wearing for gym class, he just went very berserk and angry and screaming, cussing, and then stormed off. I'm like, jeez. And yeah, it was just and that happened. Let's see here. I think we should take the risk and use the Algis, even though I really want to use it for the boss fight, but okay. Let's see. Yeah. Not quite enough money to get some health. I was hoping to get money. Let's see. We go through here. What we got? Card. Oh, actually that might help us. And I mean, that was that with him. Like, I don't remember any other memories other than that with the kid. He's still out there. It's probably not doing as much gym stuff. I don't know. And the weird thing, though, is like, seems like the later years I try to recall some stuff that's happened, like the harder it is to remember in some cases. It's weird. Like, I'm trying to remember stuff I did in high school for gym related stuff. So like when I was a senior, I used to there was these things called senior privileges. So like at a certain time window, you can go out and do whatever, as long as you get like parents' permission, like signed prior to that, and it's just a one-time thing. Where you just go out and do whatever within a certain time frame, but then you have to be back, of course. Thank you, Gimpy. Oh boy. Here I am just, okay, we might be on the verge of death at this point. And yeah, so like, I didn't do a whole lot with my senior privileges, so like, it was either schoolwork or, in most cases, I was actually going to gym class, like, every day. So like, used to be those rotations, A days and B days. And so like, I was in one of those rotations, typically as a graded thing. But then my senior privileges, what I was doing was I was going every day. I enjoyed it. There's something about a thrill of going there and stuff. It wasn't like the running requirement I was like enjoying so much. It was more the sense of after running. And I didn't have to like dress up for gym if I wanted to either for those kind of days. Just cool. But I was in the more the sense of doing stuff afterwards. So like, I did a lot of volleyball. Not this room. I did a lot of volleyball. Because that's what they had going on for certain parts of the year for gym class. You know, spiking balls on people and making them angry. Not hitting them, but like spiking over their nets and scoring. And boasting about it. And I remember, that's another, see, these memories just keep coming back as I talk about these little things. So there was another student who was on my volleyball team. And she was like really like determined to want to constantly win. And she was like scolding people on our team about messing up the tiniest bit and stuff like that. Just yelling and getting salty about just the tiniest little like screw up. It's like, this is a game, this is not a tournament. just obsessive with it. Like, I was there to have fun, not like be highly competitive and go after another team. Okay, you know what? Look, I know I'm decent with Judas, but it's like the lack of health and stuff. You know what? What's wrong with it? It's keeper. Okay. 9, 6, and 7, 7 RRC. So I think this will be our last run for this video. Oh, keeper. Okay. But yeah, anyways, going back with the thing. She was just like, man, just angry and stuff. Just she just wanted things her way, I guess. I mean, not I guess. It has to be, because why would she be angry about something that she's not wanting to properly, you know, have handled by all of us? Thank God I only had her for one team, and that's it. Like, I want nothing to do with her after that. Oh, and then we had this kid too, another one in our gym class. It might have been the same year or something. He he was more of a teacher's pet. So like, what I mean by that is like, he acts like an adult. He tries to act like your parent, sort of, like a strict parent, and trying to get you to, like, follow the rules and stuff like that. And then, like, he would just kiss the teacher's butt, of course, and squeal on anybody. Oh, that is nice. I think that procs after... Maybe? Did they fix it? Am I gonna die? I heard it's kind of bad, this item. Well, you know, see, now we're just getting some good luck here. Some good lucky charms. We're getting the marshmallows and not like the nasty stuff. Well, I mean, the other stuff is not nasty, but I prefer the marshmallows. We're not going into that curse room because it's spooky. No, I think Greed's Gullet's not working. They must have did something to it. They took away my Greed's Gullet. See that thing right there? Like, that's tempting. That crooked penny. Flies. Come fly with me. But yeah, he was more in the lines of a teacher's pet. He would just do all sorts of stuff like that, and people resent him for it. The kids in the school, which is not to be like surprised, because it's like, why is this kid that acts like an adult telling me and telling others, like, what's up? I mean, I've heard about him recently. Doing something quite the opposite now. With his strict attitudes and stuff. I mean, not strict attitudes, but it's like trying to be punctual, kind of like mentality, but it seemed like my sister saw him the other day in town, in the hometown. He's still living there, and he, I guess he was crossing the street without looking both ways. And it's like, wow. I guess he was a hypocrite then, if he's want to look like he's yeah. dedicated. I guess he gained quite a bit of weight, and he, just a bunch of stuff happened to him. So he gone. He gone. I mean, is this gonna be like a video about like all these squirrely kids in my skull? I mean, might as well. I mean, I'm not going to be using their names or, you know, certain ways to identify them, but there's some truly like weird stuff that happened over the years. Oh man, yeah, I got stories. Like, let's see here. So there was a kid I knew in grade school, and he wanted to show me a magic trick, right? This is nothing weird or anything. Well, yeah, it is weird, but I mean, not in like some like perverted thing. No, he wanted to show me a trick about like he can make poop come out of his mouth or something like that, right? I'm thinking like back then when I was a kid, it's like, no, you can't. You poop in one way, you know? No, so what happened was, it was just a speck of poop that came out of his mouth. I think what happened was he just dug some brown gold, and he just like put it in his mouth and tried to surprise me, like it's some kind of like an entertainment factor for me. I was like kind of grossed out. I was like, what the? Why are you putting poop in your mouth? Now he was doing it in private too, because we had this closet we put our coats in. So while we were in the closet, he did that, and I'm like, eh, it's just nasty. Get away from me. And so that was that with that kid. And then there was this girl I knew from grade school. She had this habit of biting her nails, eating her nose goblin, you know, boogers. Oh, we might die! Oh my word! I shouldn't be like getting myself cornered like that. Yeah, just stuff in that nature, and like she had other weird stuff going on too. I guess now she's got like a bunch of kids. I think a bunch of kids, or 8 kids, I don't know. I think 1 is too many for her. But trying to see what else. Trying to remember what else in grade school. That might be all of them in grade school I can think of, but then I remembered like middle school. There were a few kids, and then high school too. So there's another one that actually stretches on from middle school all the way up to high school, because he transitioned to the same school as me, and he man, there was like so many things that was just going up with this kid, like it's crazy. And he well, let's see here first. So I don't think empty vessel would proc, because there's no way to get like zero hearts, so we might have to go through angel deals right now. But yeah, going back with this kid, I remember in middle school Uh, like, I think we had some kind of a drill or something? No, it wasn't a drill. So, what this was, or maybe we did have a drill. No, I can't remember. Anyways, so I went to the bathroom. This upstairs floor. I went inside, and there's nobody in there, right? So, but what was like really like scary, well not scary, well, it'd probably be scary for some people, but for me it was like confused. Oh, we did get some extra health. That's cool. How to explain it? So like, when I went in there, first thing I noticed was on the mirrors was smeared poop. And I know it had to be poop because, like, what else could it be, you know? I think someone's just gonna waste some chocolate and just smear it over the, you know, whatever. And not only that, they smeared it on the bathroom stall doors inside. There was stuff on the floor, all over the place. Like, it was like some kind of like Picasso thing they were trying to attempt, but with poop. And I went to my teacher and I explained to her, is like, there's just poop all over that bathroom. I forgot what she said, but I think she was going to get maintenance to clean it up. And I've heard like rumors around the school that supposedly a kid or someone slipped into it and they fell onto the mess on the floor. And then I also heard about the janitor cussing and questioning what kind of a kid would do this and stuff. Just angry. I'd be angry too if I'm forcing a job to clean up people's crap like that, especially just out in the open. And my sister was telling me at the time in middle school that the one kid that was gone for like a very long time had to be him. And it makes sense now to think about it, because like the other stuff he's done over the years, he had to be the kid that did it. Because there was like nobody else that really fits that description of being that, you know, degenerate. And yeah, I see it now. And man, he was just squirrely. I can't remember the other stuff he did too. But then over time, like, man, we gotta be careful here. Oh, we got some more monies. Oh, we almost got hit. I forgot we got like the bomb thing to heal us, so we're gonna have to just keep with this money just to be safe, really. But yeah, going back with this kid, like, as time was going on in these different schools, I obviously was wanting to stay more and more the hell away from him. Just get away from him and stuff, and because of his squirrely nature. And he continued to be squirrely. I can't remember what he all did else in grade school. I used to do this thing. Might have been around that. Yeah, it would have been in middle school. I don't know when exactly, but I used to draw these little comics about this kid in school. And it was just like comics of him getting in trouble or getting hurt or something like that. Just little things. And I would draw like new stuff, and it got kind of popular in my class and like outside of class, to the point that the teacher in my homeroom figured out what I was doing. Is telling me to knock it off, or else he could probably sue you. I didn't care about the suing part because he wasn't going to do that. I just did it because, like, the teacher was telling me to stop what you're doing. It got to the point where, like, people wanted more of it. More of my comics and stuff like that of this kid. The Adventures of the Squirrely Kid. And, I put, like, episode names on there and stuff. Like, it was, like, some kind of a canon piece of, like, some comic. And I was just, like, creating it on the fly just for, like, for giggles. And it came to the point, too, I would even autograph them. I would autograph the, my work, and it's like, yeah, here you go. Like, I was like a little celebrity in that school. And yeah, I don't know if he found out or not. He probably did, maybe. But ain't much you could do about it. Now, going back with the poop thing. I know we keep going back to it. But, like, surprisingly, like, he didn't get any suspension. I don't know about detention, but he definitely did not get suspension. Which is, like, a huge surprise. Maybe he's just too squirrely to be severely punished. I don't know. But, he had, like, certain protections like that kid in gym class, I think. Because of his mentality issues. But he's functional to where it's like he knows that it's wrong, but he's doing it anyways. He's not like, you know, fully like, you know, incompetent. Like, I was pretty sure it was premeditated when he started smearing poop into that stall. I don't think it's like, you know, he was hallucinating and then doing that. Nah, I think he was just like, he knew what he was doing, he knew it was wrong, and he snuck off and he got back in the room, and I think he was like clever enough to like not get caught. I'm trying to see what else. Well, he used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the years. And I've heard stories about him at recess playing the game, which there's nothing wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, it's a card game and stuff, and fandoms are weird and stuff. I mean, some people's like stuff seems weird to others. I mean, I used to play it too, Pokemon and all that. Like I've stated before. And you know what? We could have just taken that, but whatever. Is that a risk? Yeah, kind of a risk, just a wee bit of a risk. We're good. Need a little bit of a damage upgrade anyways here. Just see what else. Like, I mean, I'm not really knocking him because of like any of these mental like issues or anything. It's just like, it's more the lines of his actions. I guess you can, you know, you can like, you may like, you know, misinterpret that I'm actually going after him because of his problems, because his problems kind of stem from based on like his, you know, mental decline, but it's more in the sense of just weird things that kids do, and kids do it like, you know, regardless of what kind of mental problems they've got, you know, psychologically or mentally. Well, they're both mental to some degree. I meant the sense it's like something that's been like, you know, a chemical issue, you know, in their brains, or if it's like something that's like something else is up, like trauma or something. But like I understand that. I'm saying like in the sense of like the sake of something that's just so bizarre. It's not like found in human nature to do that kind of warped, you know, stuff. And coming from a town like that, like there was a lot of it, a lot of this warped, you know, behavior, whether they had problems, you know, mentally or not. But yeah, going back with him, he see, okay, so like after middle school, we went obviously to high school together, and he started to become a little bit more squirrely, and he so like in ninth grade, so I can remember this now, so like in ninth grade, he would, I was taking this science class with him, and he at the time we had to like sit together with all these students because of how cramped these rooms were and stuff, and these tables and stuff. And anyways, he had a set in front of, not in front, he had a set next to this one kid I remembered. I don't know much about him. I forgot who he was and stuff. But like, I guess it's not important for this topic, but what was important was what the squirrely kid was doing, which was it's not an insult really, but based on his like mental problems or anything. It's more in the sense of like being squirrely, as in like the sense of what he does. But anyways, going back to the point here, he was antagonizing this kid, poking him and stuff like that, just without his permission and all this stuff, you know, physically touching him. Then he didn't want to get physically touched, and he kept talking to him and just making him angry, just purposely making him angry, I feel like, or something. And so like the teacher had to step out of the room or something. I don't know if this poking and stuff was going on during the time. Might have been, and then when the teacher had to step out. And it got to the point eventually that the kid just had enough. Just angry and just furious. And so like he decided to do was just punch him very rapidly, really hard. And his one part of his arm, like, just going at it like it was some kind of like Mike Tyson fight or something. Just like punching the heck out of it. Because punching him so hard in his arm, just his arm, and like making him shake and like freaking made him beet red, like in his face, because like he was in so much pain and crying, stuff like that. And he wasn't screaming or anything, but he's like, he had his mouth open to where it was like he was trying to like withstand the pain. He didn't get out of the way or anything. He just sat there. He just sat there, not do anything. Like, I don't know if he was just traumatized and just couldn't move or what, but like, he just did not want to like get out of there. He just sat there and just took it. And then he stopped punching him after like, I don't know, minute, 2 minutes or something. It felt like an eternity. But the teacher comes back and notices that kid that was punched, like beat red, crying, agony. And it was like asking like him like what happened, da da da. And, like he didn't say anything of what happened. He didn't point to the kid, nothing like that. There's no indication. And so like the teacher for some reason assumed the kid next to him was the culprit to his pain and suffering. I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. I have returned. Let me just check something here. Alright, still recording. Cool. I had to check with the OBS because I got settings for pause and on pause. So that just kind of cuts down on that extra length. Yeah, going back with him. He, I assume the kid got like either suspension or detention or something like that as a punishment for what he did to the other kid for punching him. I'm not sure. Maybe like the teacher knew about this kid's violent tendencies too, and short temper. I don't know. He knew something was up, but he couldn't prove it. And let's see what else here. There was this one time, and I've heard about it. He was climbing up a tree, and that was another thing that this kid would do for his tendencies, to just climb up trees and whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong climbing up with trees. It's just like he was doing it during recess, and instead of like actually having fun. Of course, in middle school, it's more of a socialized period with you know, talking with other students, and we obviously don't have playground equipment because we're too old at that point. But it didn't stop this kid from using other resources around the school to just climb around like it's some kind of like playground equipment. And he would just climb on stuff. I mean, he did that in classrooms too, and now I think about it, he did some of that. Though I don't have too many memories of it. I do remember vaguely that he did some of that kind of stuff. And he did that too, like, in school. Like, during recess, because climbing over things, on things. Just weird stuff like that. And there's this one time I remembered. Actually, I've heard about, and he had to be excused for the rest of the day because of it. He was climbing up a tree, and because of his limber nature, not limber nature, but more of his squirrely nature, he did that. And what happened was he fell out of the tree, and his pants or something got caught. And then this is in high school, keep in mind. And he ripped his pants, and he fell out of the tree. So he had no pants, and he got fairly injured. Not too badly, but he got fairly injured. And for some reason, he just excused for the day. And from what I heard, he was excused because he didn't have any other pants to wear. That's what I heard. Could have been the injury too, but from what I heard, it was just solely on the pants. So does that heal me? Yes, it does. That's nice. But that item's not that great either, so LOL. And that's what happened to him, and with that. Another thing he used to do too at recess was he would chase people, even all the way to high school. He would just chase people for fun, like it's a game. Now, granted, I used to do that when I was in grade school, chasing girls, but mine was more in the sense of scare 'em too, I guess. I like the thrill, but I stopped after grade school. There's a reason, because like it's immature after that point to like keep doing it. But for this kid, he was doing it for everybody, and touching them inappropriately, and just all sorts of just stuff going on. It was weird. Okay, that's nice. Oh yeah, it does that with her house, doesn't it? Yeah. This is a little like spicy, but we'll go through here. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's stop while we're ahead here. At least now we got like some extra utility with this wooden nickel here. Maybe I shouldn't have gone too hard with that, because our health is kind of precious, and we're kind of coming to the end of this floor, end of this. Yeah, we're practically on XL, so this is our last floor for shops and stuff. So next floor is gonna get tricky. But yeah, it's just that he did this kind of stuff, this chasing, and I don't know if anyone clobbered him because of that. Might have. Then I had him in class one time when I was in cooking class in high school, and he we might die here. We gotta be careful here, extra cautious. Okay. So, we had cooking class together, and typically part of the requirement in that class is try everybody's cooking, right? Stuff that's typically assigned to us that, okay, you gotta make a cake or something. That was one of the assignments. And so we pick a random student's like food to eat, or maybe they go in the line. I think they go in the line kind of thing for different parts of the day, or not different parts of the day. So different days we would like eat someone's meals or stuff like that, or whatever they prepared, and whatever. And so like I was gone for one day because I was sick, or I had some doctor's appointment, or something was going on, and just so happens that day they picked this kid, that same kid's like meal for us to try, this cake of his. And from what I was told from a student in class, he, a hallelujah. There we go. Now we're talking. From what I was told from a student from class, he evidently forgot one important ingredient in the mix, which was sugar. It was a cake baked without sugar. And I heard it was pretty bland, which makes sense. And so he did that, and yeah, that was that. I mean, with that, I mean, nobody else had us cooking again, I don't think, since then. And that's pretty fortunate. Live another day to tell these tales. And what else? Jeez. I'm kind of running out of stories with them right now. Um, Jeez, like, okay, so like, I don't think there's anything else left in high school and other schools. I don't think so. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think that's it. I mean, I mean, I feel like there's some more to it, but I just can't remember because it's been a while back. Um, but I do remember hearing about something when I got into college, community college, you know, same town stuff, community college that is, and he became relevant again, I guess, with being, you know, back in the scene, and he this time around he was to a diamond. Now that's so we can utilize our shop and then just get back to whatever. That's nice. So he went to community college, and I must have missed him because I didn't see him at all. And I guess it makes sense with this story. So I talked to one of his friends. He wasn't as squirrely as him, but he was kind of out there for a different sake. Now, I don't know if I really want to take that item either. I might just skip that. Anyways, he was telling... Sorry, I'm just blanking out here. He... Why am I blanking on this? Maybe I'm just distracted with all this stuff going on the screen at once right now. Okay. Anyways... Why am I blanking again? Let me get some water. Maybe it's just dehydration already? No, it can't be. Okay, so we were in community college. And so there's a special program that some students go through that they have to go in for a certain amount of time for tutoring and all this other stuff in exchange to get funded by the school to go to school there. You know, take care of the tuition and stuff. And anyways, he was under this program, and so he got kicked out of the school, evidently. Because I asked asked him like what happened to this kid and stuff, and he was telling me he was at the school, and he evidently got kicked out because back then he oh, I see why that's dangerous. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, I see how that makes sense. That danger aspect. Anyways, sorry, keep diverting. So he was kicked out because he wasn't making satisfactory grades and meeting those requirements, of course. And he was telling me that he used to have a teacher aide, and I remembered the teacher aide, which, if you don't know, they're kind of like a teacher assistant. They're kind of like around certain kids who have kind of a difficult time, function in school with like schoolwork, and they need someone to kind of guide them. Which is nothing wrong with that. Only there was kind of a slight problem with what this TA was doing for the student. I feel like it was a little ridiculous all the way to the high school. which was using like a reward system. Which reward systems in itself is not bad unless you you do it inappropriately. And this is exactly what happened with this case. And not like acknowledging and, you know, break him away from it. So kind of like a drug or addiction or something, where it's like you want to kind of ease them out of this thing. Otherwise, if you go too much into this, too much of this, he's like all glitched. If you get too much into this, this issue where it's like you cut a cold turkey, you're going to have negative effects. Just like with this case, like there were negative effects, and like I don't know what the teacher's intention was per se. We're getting lucky here with these coins, and we keep getting hit. We keep getting hit. Anyways, not mean to be laughing at this. I was laughing at like our luck with this run so far. More in the sense of like, say when you're on like a prescription medicine, you know, like for like, you know, depression or whatever kind of thing, and you want to get off of it or transition to another medicine, you have to first, you can't cut a cold turkey because of a lot of the negative side effects to them. But you have to slowly get weaned off, so like little by little until like you get it off of it completely. And so what was happening with this case was he was never given that opportunity. He was more in the lines of, well, I'm not sure he's really been given the opportunity or not to get off of it, you know, slowly, or acknowledged or anything. Or maybe he didn't have that kind of understanding. Or maybe they just cut him off cold turkey because, like, not a lot of people liked him, unfortunately. But, which is, it's kind of a mixed bag of things, really. It's like, yeah, people don't like him, but it's also because of his behavior, and then also, like, you have to kind of sympathize about some problems he can't help to an extent. But it's like, whatever the case was, this habit just kind of carried on through his life to college, and nothing was, you know, addressed. Somehow something happened in the process to where it wasn't like fully dealt with, to where like he feel like, well, anyways, sorry, just going on a long tangent with that. So I wasn't specific to. So his TA, what she used to do was she used to give a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards to this kid in exchange for him to keeping up with his schoolwork, you know, turning stuff in on time, getting decent grades and stuff like that. And the problem was, this was going on even through high school from what I was told. And so, like, when he got out of high school, of course, there's no public education whatsoever that's, I mean, there is some funding from the state and stuff, but, like, there's a lot less of a need to help those unfortunate kids. You know, especially giving them, like, TA and the proper, like, understanding of college. And he just kind of fell out of the system. And that was that with him. And then I heard some stuff years later, many years later, and then even stuff recently too about him. Like, I hadn't seen him since high school, but I've heard about things going on, about seeing him here and there. He started working at Walmart, I guess, at some point between getting kicked out and now. And he was working at Walmart, I guess, as a greeter or something like that. And not only that, he also had a kid. He had a kid. And I was like, oh wow, you know, yeah, there's a kid. He's got a little human life that he's responsible for with this mother who, from what I found out too, she was not just as squirrely as him, but she had her own issues too. She was, I mean, she's still squirrely, I guess. Um, I don't think either of them should have a kid together. I'll leave it at that. Um, and so I don't know, if it's a son or a daughter or something, but like, I should not be going in these rooms. Can we leave, please? Can we leave? Can we leave? Can we leave? Can we leave? Thank you. Thank you for the charge. Yeah, he has this kid, and he's working at Walmart. I don't know what the mother's doing, so they're living in poverty, basically, which is unfortunate for this kid. And yeah, and I found out later on, too, it's like, now he's disowning the kid for some reason, even though it's his, and I don't think he's working at Walmart anymore. Yeah, and I mean that right there, you know, to this day, like that's the end of the squirrely kid's adventures for now, till something crops up. But it's weird to think about, kind of seeing that, you know, timeline between middle school and now, to where, what happened to this kid? I mean, the same kid who smeared poop on the bathroom windows is the same kid that has a child that he wants nothing to do with. How about that? Really wrinkles the brain. There were other kids too that had issues as well, but like there wasn't as much memories I had of them as like this kid. I guess because more of them stood out with him, and then with a lot of the adverse stuff. There was another kid I knew from, heck, even far back as grade school, all the way through high school. And she had some problems of her own, but then it came up in the later years. Like I can't remember a whole lot she did. It was weird. Other than like in high school, she, well, just before she moved, she was gloating and talking about practicing witchcraft and black magic. I was like, okay. And well, my sister was friends with her at the time, and she would come over the house and stuff like that and do whatever. And she wasn't really too problematic or anything. She was pretty chill. And anyways, she talks about doing black magic and that she's not that powerful of a witch because like this and that, like some kind of excuse she was making to why she can't practice like darker forms of magic or stronger forms of magic. I guess mother was getting into it too and doing it with her. And she was explaining like little things she can do, and I'm like, okay. Just don't cast a hex on me or something, for goodness sake. Um, or curse me like in the movie Thinner, where the gypsy would touch the one guy and the others and like make him lose a bunch of weight. Just don't do anything like that weird on me. I'm skinny enough. But yeah, and then she just kind of like moved somewhere, and I don't know where. She just kind of moved. And there was another kid I knew, and there didn't seem to be too many problems with him or anything. This kid I knew from grade school, and I don't think I seen him in middle school. He might have went to another different middle school, but then I seen him a little bit in high school, and I don't know. He seemed pretty chill, a little bit of a troublemaker and stuff. Were the memories I had left of him, or I can remember. I mean, and it wasn't until years later, after I graduated, that he got involved into a nasty accident that ended up costing him like 20 years of his life into prison. And from what I heard, like, he had kind of a rough lifestyle, of course, with dealing with like his home life and stuff. And I'm not like blaming him entirely about what led up to the point in his life, because you know, when you're raised in those kind of environments, like, it gets to children pretty badly, unfortunately. But at the same time, I would think to some degree he would have some understanding of safety and, you know, whatever. But it's hard to say. So he kind of got out of the scene too. And I knew a few people from high school and stuff that got killed after, you know, a few years after graduation and stuff, and that was unfortunate too. Just kind of, let's just say, like, bad life choices led up to that point, and they wasn't like thinking clearly at the time. Pushing themselves a little too far than they should. Another one I knew from high school, you know, also ended up in prison for like 20 years. And it's not really an uncommon thing, you know, when I bring this kind of stuff up to, like, oh, we use that one coin, that's right. You know. Yeah. This actually is pretty good synergy here. Because we might, yeah, that's nice too. I don't know about that. I'll use this to get our speed up, because we desperately need it. Yeah, it's unfortunate with those kids, though, that they're kind of trapped in that environment, and they kind of learn from it, thinking it's the norm. I knew another kid. I don't think it was necessarily too much of his upbringing. I think it was just like some other mental stuff at play. I didn't have problems with him either, but the reason why I bring him up is just kind of like this memory's sake of what I used to know of him versus what he turned out somewhat from what I've read of criminality. He was a quiet kid. We used to like ride the bus together and stuff. and he was really small for his age, kind of sickly and stuff, and he was trying to fit in and stuff in school, and people didn't want much to do with him, unfortunately. And he was an okay kid. It's just oh, I saved you, Mr. President. Get down, Mr. President. Or are you gonna really pay out though? Or are you just gonna break my bank? And yeah, unfortunately, what happened with this kid was because of his problems, he ended up having to get like in-home assistance because of his mental conditions, I guess. And he did something to one of his aides to the point that you know, there's criminal stuff involved with that. And so, like, in the end, they found out he had an IQ equivalent to, like, a 2-year-old or something like that. I'm like, wow. So they gave him an excuse not to, like, you know, convict him, which is nice. I'm not entirely sure, like, how you remedy that. But, like, in case it happens again, yeah, and then there's another one, and I went to school with him, and I also was playing baseball with him, Little League, and he was an okay kid, but he had questionable parents, and he also kind of fell into that thing to where, like, he also ended up criminally charged, and he's got an alcohol problem. It's weird to kind of think about with all these kids and stuff. They you remember them when, and then you remember how they are now or what they were up to that point. And yeah, the whole thing's just unfortunate. Trying to remember other kids too here. That's the darndest thing. Like, I can't remember anybody else. Like, or like stories tied to them at least. I remember other people, but it's kind of hard to remember. It's like memory hold to me right now. There's a big memory hole right now. We'll keep this, just in case we find more beggars. And this could also use as a lifeline in general, like the full health. I think this would be helpful if we run into an issue where it's like, oh, we need health and we need our money back so we can keep our extended health. We got a 56% chance, but I don't know if we want to take that or not. take those items, unless if it's for something really good. I mean, we didn't take 9 lives because if we would have took that, we would obviously be down to 1 heart again, and there goes our deal. There goes that, and that would be just risk. Too much of a risk, and as you can see, we just keep getting hit. And 1 heart, we'd just be like pretty screwed. And our speed. Oh Lord, honey child, our speed. It's pretty low. And we got spiders. There we go. Another thing too, I didn't have a much of an opportunity to speak with, you know, other students so much, like after graduation, like my graduation class. Once in a blue moon I would run into them, or one of them, see how they're doing. But that's about it, really. It's just like hit or miss with that. Okay, I'm not going to really wait that out so much. We're just going to use this. So yeah, it's this is a long video. It's over an hour long, I know that. Surprised I'm just going out at it this long with talking about this. Yeah, school's weird too. It's like you meet all sorts of different people, you know, you make friends and you have fun and all that stuff, but you also get into the weird stuff. It seems like more of the weird stuff is like, the negative stuff it just kind of stuck to me than the good stuff, the good memories. I mean, I went to prom, of course, a few times. A couple times or something, whatever. I lost count. And dance and stuff like that. We had different themes. Like beach night and all that. But we also had these just strict rules, and they get stricter and stricter every year about like if you've been suspended, you can't go to the dance. Upcoming dance and stuff like that. Of course, I never got suspended. Just lots of detentions. But you had that kind of stuff going on. And then you have to serve your detentions too prior to the dances, which also sucks. And just a bunch of different things. And they had other rules too. I can't recall top of my head, but I mean, they typically play a bunch of like variety of modern music, rap, and all that too for some reason. And not that easy to dance to rap. I went on like very few field trips though, because obviously school funding was, well, not obviously, because you probably don't know, school funding was pretty like low bar for our sake. So we usually improvise more in the sense of finding local stuff to do. So like a rollerblading thing we did a couple of times for this one class, and then of course in grade school we traveled outside the county and to some museum and went to see IMAX for the first time, which was fairly new for the area. And of course the museum at the time thought they can afford it, and they couldn't with keeping it there, and they were talking about wanting to get rid of the museum. I mean, that's the thing. You have to get rid of the museum in order to keep up with the costs, so that's how expensive it was. And they didn't want to do that, so they just got rid of the theater. So we did a little bit of that, of course, and try and remember. There we go. That's where we want. More speed. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're doing with field trips anymore. Like, obviously COVID's been put a huge halt onto stuff. Perhaps maybe doing some, like, outdoor stuff. I don't know. It kind of varies by state, too, because, like, in country, with how they're doing with, like, in-person learning and, you know, Zoom learning and all this stuff. And it's just, I mean, like pre-COVID days, but like where it's like, you know, what were they doing, you know, for fun? And it also depends too, of course, the districts and like how much fun in the game. There's a lot of factors, I guess. I don't need to go over that, but you know what? We might be able to use our orbital a little more aggressively, come to think of it. Because we've got a lot of stuff in play. We're almost completely invincible. As long as we're on top with our money game here. Money, money, money. Okay. I don't know. It seems like this topic's getting kind of dry. I'm not really sure what else to say other than that this run is doing very well. Oop. Except we got to be careful there with that. You gone? You gone? That orbital, I think, really helps, too. Okay, come back. There we go. Got him! Okay. We gotta be getting close here, I feel like. Knock them out. Yeah. That's going to be kind of useful. Whoops. Whoopsie doodles. Oh no, we got hit. Oh, we also got bombs too, with that bombs for pyro or whatever. That'll heal us. I keep forgetting about that, and we didn't really utilize it too much when we got into the danger zone. The danger zone. Danger zone! Come on, Isaac. Okay, let's take him down. Oh! You are gone. Okay, the final floor. The final stretch. It would be Curse of the Blind. Okay. Okay, another orbital's nice. Alright. Tears. Mom's Wig, okay. Eve's Mascara, huh? Woohoo. With our abysmal Tears rate. Okay. Well, that's what orbitals are for, right? Don't spit at me. We got two of the best ones, too. Preferably, I like Sack Dagger. But, hey, can't complain about having two. There we go. I think we should need to be popping these in every room, too. There we go. Keeping us safe. Keeping it real. Oh, this is a little scary. Get away. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm getting too cocky here. There we go. Maybe? There we go. Oh, what? Oh, what? No, 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 no. There we go. If it wasn't for Nun's Habit, we probably would have died sooner, but... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Should have popped that earlier. Oh, come on. There we go. It's like multitasking here. It's probably... Oh, no. Why did I do that? I knew that was going to be lard. Oh, no. That's right. I cannot mess with these guys here. Oh, come on, you little sucker. Okay. Oh, well, we got a quarter again, so... I don't mind that. Okay. I might keep my commentary to a bit of a low until we get this a little squared away here. Especially another greed fight thing here. So yeah, it's... I wonder if, like... It's another thing too, is like I wonder if a lot of these kids I talk about, they kind of talk about me. Or remember me. Or have any other memories of me. That's probably be a thing too, is like maybe I should have kept a journal or something, like keep track all the fond memories. All too late now for that. Except for like now the recent stuff. Oh, I feel a little vibration in my leg. I feel like as if a cell phone was going off or something. Like phantom cell phone, whatever. I guess that's a thing. Where you feel like there's a cell phone strapped to your leg and it's going off or something. Mystery egg, huh? Oh, this room, huh? Fun, fun, fun. Oh my word. Oh my Lana. Oh my word. Oh my word. We're good. I wasn't even thinking about popping that other thing yet. Oh, this room's fine. We don't need to dodge this. There we go. So it's not this direction. Let's try up. Okay. We got a champion maw or something. E. coli, huh? Well, that reminds me. I don't know if I said in the last video or not, like... no, I did. One of my last videos, talk about E. coli and that, detective story. It's another large fight here. These guys. Oh, get away from me. Why am I not getting my money like I'm supposed to? My money, I want it now. There we go. So overall, this run was a little scary at times, but I think Greed's Gullet really, like, came in the clutch. And, yeah, so we're going to take out Blue Baby here. Ooh! Without dying. And we did it. Okay, that was a long run. And, well, we got back on the horse again. So, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.